What's up, everybody? This is John with the Unpaid Gamers with another Car Thoughts video for you. That is my car yelling at me because I came up on somebody. It's got this like auto detect thing. So, you're driving and if you come up on somebody too fast, it beeps and stuff like that. Now, just so you don't think I'm an asshole, it was the situation where they're slowing down to turn and they'll be out of my way and I'm just kind of moving. But my car thinks I'm about to rear end them, so it yells at me and says, "Hey." So that's what that noise was, if you heard that. Anyway, I want to do a quick video. I did some leisure plays of 2 FMV games. So the first one is, I think it's, I'll probably mess up on the name a little bit, but it's like press mute on who pressed mute on Uncle Marcus or something like that. If you Google that, it'll probably get you close. Or you can check out the leisure play and see exactly what it is. But that's one. And then I did another, and it's I Saw Black Clouds. They're both FMV games, which if you watched my leisure plays, heard me talk about them, it's like a guilty pleasure of mine. I love FMV titles, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically like kind of like the choose your own adventure style of stuff in a way. A lot of them these days have a pretty cool kind of gimmick going on, and either whatever that is, whether it's a very basic experience, it just uses like real video footage of live actors, so it's like a movie but interactive. So I've always loved those style of games back in like the Sega CD days, Windows 95 even, long time player of those style of games. So any one of those that comes out, I'll always end up getting them. I'll just add to my collection and I'll play through them, and most of the time they're pretty decent. Sometimes they're mediocre, sometimes they're not good at all. So the 2 that I just streamed were I don't want to say that full title of it, but the Uncle Marcus one. That one is pretty cool. So it's like a whodunit kind of thing, and it walks you through like the initial setup, kind of a murder mystery plot in a way, and you go through this series of like online chat, like basically you're notified early on that somebody's been poisoned, and then it's this whole dysfunctional family, and that dysfunctional family plays this trivia game where they all take turns and they ask questions and you have to answer them, and you kind of team up with somebody, another family member. It sounds kind of complicated, but it's really not. Basically you just have a handful of rounds to where you get to pick who you interact with, and when you interact with them, you're picking kind of a multiple choice conversation kind of thing, and then you try to get clues to what happened on this family event where somebody got poisoned. So you're trying to solve this murder mystery plot by conversating with members and getting clues and all this. So it goes through this kind of multi-round routine, and then you got to make some choices at the end, and if you have enough evidence you can accuse somebody of this murder. And the interface is really cool, and like it's basic, but if you watch the leisure play or you check it out, you'll understand what I mean. But it's very easy to pull up what you've learned. Oftentimes too on that kind of stuff, like you learn a clue or you learn like what's considered evidence, and it just lists it. But one thing I really like about this one is if you click that thing, it shows the video clip to where you learn that piece of information, so you can really go back and really understand what you've been told, and when it comes to solving that murder. So very cool interface, very cool game. I actually played it, so I leisure played, like I showed 2 playthroughs, I think 2 or 3, I forget. I didn't really get anywhere in that, but I played it much more after I stopped the stream and stuff, And I've went through it a handful of times, enough to where I could accuse somebody and stuff. I got it wrong, of course, and I still haven't got the right answer. It's kind of weird the way it works. Like, I could see it. It's definitely set up to where you have to play multiple times to try to get enough information, because there's no way you're going to get that stuff right first off. So I think it really babies the amount of information it feeds to you, and it's going to require multiple plays. So that'd be about the only downside to it, or negative type of thing I would say. But other than that, I really enjoyed the playthrough. I enjoyed the experience. I think the interface is laid out well. It's entertaining. The acting's pretty good for the most part. So I would recommend that one. And I think it was only, like all these games are only ever $10-15. So that one I would recommend. It's fun above all else. So check out the Leisure Play on that. Again, it's called like Who Muted Uncle Marcus, or Who Pressed Mute on Uncle Marcus. I forget. Something like that. It's a long, convoluted name. So the second one that I saw, Black Cloud. So that one is a much more basic experience. It's just like an interactive movie, and it just plays out a scene and you make some choices and it just goes from there. And I wasn't as impressed with that. The production quality is fairly good. The acting is not that great at all. And the plot, it's really kind of a mess. Like, some of the effects and stuff were, because it's kind of like this horror psychological thriller, and there were some like laughable kind of effects, I guess. And and I'm okay with that. Like, I like B movies. I like some of that stuff, and I can tolerate it, especially in this game. So it's not really it wasn't like I'm sitting there playing thinking, oh gosh, but it is kind of cringeworthy, some of those moments, and it's more just laughable. Just know it's not this big, super high quality AAA, big budget kind of thing. But the plot was kind of messy, and maybe multiple playthroughs it would make a little more sense. So I wasn't really impressed with that. The acting's not great, but it is like an interactive movie. So I don't know if I'd really recommend that one. I mean, if you're an FMV addict like I am on some of that stuff, by all means, check it out. It's another one out there to play. But if you're looking for like an introductory experience to that kind of stuff, or a cool game to play, I would not recommend that one. I would recommend that first one though. But I streamed both of those on Leisure Play, so check them out yourself. See what you think. You might like them. They're both by Wales Interactive, I'm pretty sure. I typically get all their titles because they have this resurgence of FMV games they're doing. So, again, I love them all. I get them all when they come out. So even though that one is not great, it's still fine with me, and I'll buy their next one just because I like them and I like collecting them, and I like just that nostalgia part of what that feeds, I guess, for me. So it was still cool. I enjoyed playing through it, but who knows when I'll go back and revisit it again, because it wasn't that great. But those are my two latest Leisure Plays. I moved through those pretty quick because they're only like an hour or hour and a half, 2 hours a playthrough usually. So I like streaming those for you guys, and I just like going through them anyway. So I'm still working on Last of Us Part 1. Like I mentioned, I didn't mention on this video. Busy week or so. 2 weeks. This whole month's kind of rough for me. So not as much game time as I liked, but I'm still putting some stuff out there. This video and some Leisure Plays, and I'll continue to do so. So I'm probably won't stream any more of Last of Us though, because I showcased a little bit, and if you want to see the whole game, I'm just not doing a full playthrough of that one. So there's enough out there. You can catch a full walkthrough if you want from somewhere else. But I did showcase it a little bit, so feel free to check that out. But not doing a playthrough of that. I'm not sure what my next playthrough will be. I have a few more of those kind of interactive narrative type of experiences that I want to move through. So probably something like that. But we'll see. I would say by next week. Next week I'll probably have another one up. We'll see how this week goes, and I'll have a busy weekend ahead of me. So we'll see. But anyway, that's a real quick car thoughts. That's what's going on lately. I'm sure Tom will be showing up again. I keep saying that, but I know he'll kind of takes these hiatuses, and he was dealing with COVID and stuff. So he'll be back when he's back, and I'm sure he'll move through quite a few videos when he gets back in the swing of things, and we'll still plan on doing something together as well. So keep on the lookout. But that's it for today. Thanks.